What's up, beautiful people, and welcome back to the channel. You know the brand P&Z Life Coaching. You know the man, Coach Mike James, and I'm back again with another dope interview. Black business booming, man. I'm excited. Listen, before I go on with this awesome, dope interview, if you aren't following me yet, between me and my bro, my special guest today, if you ain't following me yet, we're gonna pull up on you, man. You need to be following me. I just crossed 500 subscribers, so help me get there. That 1,000, that 10,000, that million, man. We're going places. So I appreciate you in advance. Tell somebody, anybody, everybody about your boy, Coach Mike James, here on YouTube. Dope interviews like this, my dubs of the day. Get your 5 to 10 minute motivational videos, and just we're here. We're up and stuck. So we're back, man. Black Business Booming is my flagship interview series here on YouTube. I also have impactful conversations, but this is where it all started. I wanted to be able to give my guest, my guest and also my audience a chance to see some Black businesses that are doing some dope things. We are, like I said, back again. And let me just say this. A lot of my interviews to this point have been people that I've connected with, man, in different walks and backgrounds of life. Y'all have heard me say Convoz fam so many times. And I tell people over on TikTok when I'm streaming and stuff, and I tell my Poco fam, before there was a Poco and TikTok, there was Convoz, where I met a lot of people. Y'all seen a lot of dope Convoz fam on here, but Poco fam, man, has been showing up and showing out for me. So another one of my bros, man, that I connected with on that app. And so I'm just excited for y'all to get into it. So without further ado, bro, I'm gonna give you a chance to introduce yourself in whatever way you want. Just tell people a little bit of background before we jump all up in your business.
Hey yo,
Let's do it.
Hey yo,
Yes, sir.
I am your boy DJ R to Ree. Yeah, that's me. That's my official greeting. And this is the place to be with Coach Mike James.
Let's go.
Man, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me, sir. I appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Look, this has been months in the making, right?
Yes.
I know you probably thought, bro, you ain't I tell people, like, be patient with me, man, because I get a lot of people in, and I've earlier today, about an hour and a half ago, I was interviewed on a podcast for like business owners. So I love it, man. Anytime, any chance I can connect, I appreciate it. So DJ Ree, my bro, tell people a little bit where you hail from, and just any background information before we get specifically in your Black business that's booming.
Okay. Right now I live in the city of Los Angeles, California, by way of the Bay Area. I say by way because I gotta represent home, the Bay Area. Born and raised there, grew up there. That's my life, the Bay Area. So I've been out here for almost 20 years, about 17 years now. Man, just moved out here on my own, tried the school thing out. That wasn't really working out. So I just worked, and now I got a family. My wife got two beautiful kids. So yeah. I've just it's been a tough road, out here on your own, especially trying to start a business. I'm trying to get into that entertainment field, with podcasting and everything. So I don't know if you want me to get into that now.
Man, look, perfect segue. So thank you for sharing like that background, man. Because when you said that, anywhere, even I think bigger city, the bigger the city, the just more it adds to it. I heard CeeLo Green in my head, bright lights in the big city. So I heard that, but yeah, perfect time. So tell people your business and the facets of your business, and then we'll go into it from there. But what is your business, and tell people, like, when did you start it and what inspired you to do so?
Okay, so my business is called The Culture Network, and what we do is I produce podcasts for people. And my right now we're just on YouTube, and what I do is I create a platform for people who want to do talk shows or things like that, and I give them a platform to put their shows on. So what we do is we help you out. We write your stuff up for your podcast. We help produce it and all that stuff, get you out there, and that's what we pretty much do. Also, I produce my own podcast and stuff on the side and everything. So
which is dope that I've been on.
Yes.
So we're gonna make sure y'all
Yes.
have links to that in the
Yes.
subscription. I mean the description below, so you can check that out. Okay. Now, bro, you being humble, like your business is multifaceted though. So you have the coaching network, but also you have apparel, you have your podcast. You talked about that, man.
Right.
You do a little bit of a lot, bro.
A lot. Yeah. I just started my little line. It's just the Ayo line. So I got a lot of t-shirts and hoodies with my saying Ayo with my name on it. I just say hey yo because it was just something catchy and I just like to greet people with. So you know me on culture, I'll go in people's lives and that's how instead of saying hey what's up everybody be like hey yo and everybody
Right.
if I go and say hey yo everybody know who it is. It's DJ Ree. You know I just wanted to stand out there. I didn't want to be like everybody else. I just want to be someone different. And hey yo just caught on. So I'm
Yeah.
like when everybody see me, they're like, "Hey yo, now, hey yo, it's DJ Ree." So I just thought I'd put down some shirts and stuff, and people will represent the Ayo movement. You know, it's really cool. You know, I don't even know how I started saying Ayo. I just said it one day, and then it just caught on, and I just kept saying it, and it's just here.
What I
It's
like
just
about it is unique because the spelling is unique.
yeah,
Because like you've heard
right,
like AO, like East Coast too, you've heard that, but your spelling is
right,
unique. So I love it.
yeah,
And I can't wait for people to, see the links and stuff in the description
right.
and check it out. So I love that.
Ayo, Ayo, I do it EHYO.
Right. I
And
love
normally
that.
people go Ayo,
Mm-hmm.
AYO, but instead I just say EHYO. I spelled it
Yeah.
wrong the first time.
Hey, it
E-
works. It works. It works,
EH,
man.
yeah.
That's that uniqueness. So with that, man, I love that because that's what I'm all about as well. Just giving people that
Mhm.
platform, a way to get their stuff out there. So what inspired you to do it? What inspired you to give people that space to say I want to help you get your stuff out there?
Man, well, let me tell you how I got into this. If you don't mind, let me tell you how I got into this podcast game. So it goes and we talked about this on the AO podcast. We're church kids and all that stuff.
PK's in
I'm
the
a PK.
house.
Yes, PKs. I'm a PK. So my pops, he put me up in the audio booth. And from there on, I just fell in love with doing audio and being a sound technician. And I remember as a little kid in church, my Godfather Bayless, he used to be a sound tech for my old church in Oakland. So from there, I don't know, it just that gift just been the Lord just blessed me with that gift to be a sound tech. And I learned everything by ear. So from there, I went from DJing. So we had these little coffee shops at my church, and I would DJ and host that. So I'm like, okay. So I went online and I'm like, how to start an online radio station. So I started this little online radio station and I'm like, okay, this is cool. And graduated, went to college, and college didn't work all that out. So I started working at 9 to 5. And one day the perfect opportunity hit. My job was like, yo, I was working for a hospital. The hospital, I was doing security. The hospital want to renew our contract at your facility that you're at. So either you take the layoff or you work part time, or not part time, on call. And at this time, I'm married. I just had my son, Xavier, who's now 12. Wow. And I'm like, no, I'm not gonna do the on call because they may not ever call me, get them hours and stuff. So I'm
Mhm.
like, I'm just gonna take the leap out on faith. I'll take the layoff, do the EDD, stay at home dad. So I'm like, let me get back into this online radio thing. I did the online radio thing. And then I developed this show called Monday Night Love Sessions. And it was an online radio show. Then I called my god sister up, like, hey, you want to do a talk show with me? She's like, yeah. So this is how God works. We started in my 1 bedroom apartment. It was her, me, and my wife. We were the original three hosts of the show. And my son was just a baby, so he'll be asleep. She'll come over, we'll record and go live. And then the show started picking up. We moved into her garage at her place. started picking up some more. A lot more people started listening. A lot more people started joining. And one show, a guy came. He's like, "Hey, I know the studio. If you ever been to LA, everybody knows about the famous Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles.
Mm-hmm.
Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles actually had a studio across the street from the restaurant, and they had an online radio station. They was like, yo, y'all got a good show, and we'll put you on, and we'll try to get you on." So we went in there, checked it out. It was cool. A lot of cool people, a lot of celebs in there, a lot of big shows on there. They saw our show. They was like, okay, yeah, we'll give you an hour time slot. I said, cool. We went on at 10 o'clock at night. Our show would start at 10 o'clock at night and at 11. And then the show started getting better and better. We ended up getting a 2-hour slot on Monday nights from 10 to midnight. And the show was just booming, booming, booming. My godsis, who was hosting too, she worked as a PR in Hollywood. So she would get all these guests coming on. And we were rocking like that for 7 years. And that's how I really started the whole podcasting online radio thing.
Wow.
Just because of that one blessing right there.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, it was fun times, really dope. We had somebody from Revolt TV. He came in, started working with us. And it was just a great time in my career. And that's how Culture Network was birthed out of that. Because at the time, I was in a real company, and we named our thing called U Nation Radio. And I think after 7 years, everybody went their own ways. So we kind of dissolved. And I'm like, you know what? I took a couple of years off, but I've been getting the itch to get back into podcasting and everything. And I created the Culture Network. And when I started the Culture Network, I was really doing Disney content first.
Mm-hmm.
And if everybody knows me, I'm a culture. They call me Disney Ree. They call me Disney Ree. They call me Disney Ree for a reason, because I go to Disneyland a lot. So I'm like, you know what? I call it the Culture Network, not for Disney. I call it for the culture, for us, Black people. So I started putting a lot more other stuff for the culture, like artist spotlights. I would go research independent artists, interview them, put them on the map, play their music and stuff like that. Even for the church folks, I had a show called Church Kids Talk, where I had people, people from church just talk about the ministry and stuff like that. And then myself, I just started the AO podcast to bring on people to talk about, businesses, just any topic and everything. So
wow, man, bro,
yeah.
that's so awesome, man. And that's why I love conversations like this, right? When you get the background information, because you answered a lot into one of the questions that's coming up in the interview, man. You drop some gems there. And what I mean by that is, one thing I tell people is, don't toil yourself and don't beat yourself up so bad trying to figure out your purpose in life. Rather, find what you're passionate about, because your passion will pin you to your purpose. And it's so interesting how we have so much in common, man. That love for music and a lot of stuff starting the church the same way. Like, I'm a little kid, they would call me to come off the drums of the organ to fix the hum in the system. And who knew that years later I was going to be working this huge digital board at a large church that my wife and I attended, and that love for music and, this DJing and all that stuff, man. I got microphones and everything around here. We got the sound cards and stuff. So I love that. And what else I heard in there was the power of the pivot, being able to pivot sometimes, because things don't always work out as it plans. And sometimes it's hard to walk away from something or pivot from something that was going so well. Like, you hear that, like, you got people from Revolt coming in and having someone that's PR in Hollywood, getting all these people. And then now for it to dissolve and you start over, it takes that passion. And when we first started, you said, it's been a hard road. So when you think back to after the restart, where you said, okay, the Culture Network was birthed out of everything that happened in those 7 years, what was one of the most challenging things that you faced in starting the Culture Network, before the podcast and all this stuff that has happened since you started it? What was one of the biggest challenges that you faced in starting it up?
I would say the viewership, but just to be honest, finances.
Mm-hmm.
The hardest thing in to do to is find those sponsors and find somebody to back you in, because when we were in that studio doing the show, we were paying out of our own pocket for the time.
Mm.
So we made these little sponsor packages and send them out to small businesses and stuff. We get like one or two sponsors. It was cool, but I mean, it wasn't enough. I'm not trying to throw shade, and I love them for helping us. And I still work with them to this day. But yeah, the whole finance thing, that's the hardest thing. Especially me, I'm not working a 9 to 5. I'm being a stay-at-home dad, and my wife was working the 9 to 5. So it was also, a burden on her, like, because we still got bills to pay and
Mm.
all this stuff at home. But yeah, she wants to see me achieve my dreams and my goals. So that was, I think, that's the number one issue that I ran into, and to this day, it still kind of is. Um, Let me say this. I was talking to I have another god sister, and she started her own business, and we were talking not that while ago. And one thing that I learned from her is, if you start a business, don't quit your 9 to 5. You should always have a 9 to 5 and let your business be a part-time job. And once you're able to go into your business as a full time, then make that transition. You should always have your 9 to 5 job to keep, because you still got bills and stuff to pay. If you're not making that money yet in your business, don't leave your 9 to 5 and do your business full time. Keep your 9 to 5 and do your business part time. Transition into your business full time when you're financially ready.
Mm.
And that's one of the biggest things I learned from, not just from her, but my pops too. He was on me about the working that 9 to 5. You gotta support your family and everything. I know you got a dream, but make sure you have that job to to pay your bills and stuff like that. So from those two people, that's the number one thing I learned. Have that 9 to 5 as your backup to fall back on, because you can't just fully transition to your own business full time.
Yeah, not eliminating that backup plan and that safety net as well. Like if you
Right,
unless you like you say, if you unless you got the investment and the
right.
foundation going into it. I love that, man. You see, you still dropping gems, man, with every answer. I love it.
I'm telling you, that was the one mistake that I made when I going back to what I said when I got laid off. I took the layoff and I was like, I'm just gonna start my own business.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I kind of regret that, and I think I should have just stayed on call, still get my hours and that money, and do my business part time. That's one thing I do regret, but I mean, at the end of the day, I'm still blessed. The Lord's
Yeah.
blessing. We still got a household. We still got a roof over our heads, food on our table,
And
clothes
you
on
know
my
what,
kids' back
too,
and stuff.
with that, bro, man, when you were saying that, I just thought about it too. A lot of times, man, that's the thing that births the hustle in someone that's buried
Right,
down inside. Because
right,
when you start seeing them numbers, and it's like, man, I want to provide, I want to do this, I need to do financially. Because yeah, money don't run when money doesn't run the world, and
right,
money can't buy happiness and all that. But it's a big part of it. I tell people,
right.
let's be real. It's a foundational aspect of it.
And,
It's a
and let me
piece of the
say this,
puzzle.
and let me say this, because this is what I did. I didn't get like a job, 9 to 5, where I had a boss. What I did is I went and Ubered. I did 8 to 10 hour shifts Ubering during the
There you
day,
go.
dropped my kid off at school, took my wife to work. We on my day Ubering, and I met my goal, went and picked them up. And that's how I made my money to help out in the household.
Nice,
So
nice.
it's not just even applying for a job and stuff like that. Uber, DoorDash, do whatever you can to make your money
Yeah.
off to the side.
I love that, man. And back to something you said, man, about wifey being there. Shout out to the supportive wives and husbands and partners, man. Because look,
Yes,
I know I got one, man, and that's a blessing. When you got somebody that wants you to chase your dream and your goals for your business, that's huge. Because that's another
right,
gem right there, man. If you have somebody, make sure you're on one accord in terms of somebody that's going to support your vision and your dream. Because starting
right,
a business, running a business, building a business, keeping a business ain't hard.
right.
Most people don't make it past the first year. So that's awesome. So now, when we come forward, bro, and you think about from the time you started, right? We talked about the challenges of starting out, that financial piece of it. But now, in the time since, and now as you're running your business, what are the day-to-day challenges that you face in terms of being a business owner and entrepreneur and taking it to the next level? What are the day-to-day challenges?
Okay, so let me start. Let me take you back to the pandemic, or like right before the pandemic, 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So I was Ubering. That was my job, full time Uber driver. And I remember I said I got two kids. I thought my son was it. We were done after my son because my wife had some, for church we had issues. Doctor said no more kids or whatever. 2019 comes, or yeah, 2018 comes. We find out, no, 2019 comes. My wife's pregnant. Miracle child with my daughter. She was born 2020, right before the pandemic. So, because of COVID, my wife is working from home, and everything's shut down, no childcare and everything. I stopped Ubering to be at home, and I became a stay-at-home dad again. So I say that because that's what the day-to-day challenge is for me working right now is my daughter.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because I'm still
Responsibility.
responsibility. I love my daughter, Aaliyah. But yeah, I'm back at being a stay-at-home dad. Uh, and I just do my business from home while watching her.
Mm-hmm.
So ever since everything shut down, I'm like, I can't Uber no more. I can't have nobody else in my car because I don't want my daughter getting sick. She rides in the same car. I'm gonna be Ubering in. So I stopped Ubering back in 2020 because the pandemic shut down. So one of the greatest challenges right now about running my business and doing this right now is being at home, being a dad, watching my daughter, and working at the same time
Yeah.
from home. I didn't mean to give that big old background, but
No, no, that's part
yeah,
of it,
it's just
man. Listen,
yeah,
look, bro, you know this. Whether you're a business owner, a speaker, a teacher, a traveler, an author, poet, whatever it is, when you are kind of that solo person, you're the sole face of your thing that you do. Any profession, we know one of the most important things in that and making you a real human and connecting with people is your story. And that's
right,
that's what this is all about. Like your
right,
story, that's important, man, because it gives people an insight into what drives you and the
right,
challenges. And that's why I do Black Business Booming, because I want to inspire other younger people, middle age, older people, because it's never too late to start a thing. If you believe that, then it is too late.
right,
But if you
right,
if you believe that any given time you can start your thing and chase your dream, I like to have this for people to see now over 60 Black Business Booming interviews that I have where people can go and say, let me get ideas from other people from different backgrounds, different walks of life. I have pretty much now covered from the West Coast to the East Coast, North to South in terms of the interviewees that I've had on here. So people can get insight and come and say, okay, let me hear from another Black man, Black woman that's doing it and staying consistent with it and chasing their dream and not even chasing, welcoming their dream. So that's
right,
what it's all about. So that's a beautiful answer to me because it gives that story. It makes
right,
you a real human being that jumps
right.
off the screen to
Now,
somebody else.
who's ever watching, I don't want to come off as like I don't like my kids or or
Man,
something
look,
like that.
bro,
No, I'm
all
just
the
saying.
all the parents feel you. Look, all the parents,
Yeah,
the dads, the moms, they feel you when you said that.
yeah.
So we already
Like
know.
my daughter was born right before the pandemic, right before everything shut down.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I call her a pandemic baby. And these pandemic babies are a
They
different
different.
breed.
They hit
They
different,
are
bro.
totally like okay, Coach Mike. You didn't know me before when I first started Pacocha. I bet I probably seen you in the Poco streets a couple times, but my daughter was the star of my streams in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Like she would be with me, just all up on me and doing my hair and stuff.
Right.
Like that's another. Besides Disney, I'm known as being Aaliyah's dad on Pacocha.
Nice.
That's what everybody knows because of the relationship I have with my daughter, and they know she drives me crazy, and we have a love-hate relationship
Right. Right. Because
and
look,
everything.
we know who the real boss is. We know who the real
Right.
boss is.
That's why I hear all the time. We know who the real boss is.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, parenting, starting your own business, also trying to be a husband, making sure my wife is good because she's the one working the actual 9 to 5 in the office and all this stuff. So I gotta make sure she's mentally okay and everything. 'Cause it's a lot on her,
Mm-hmm.
and and being in church, they teach you, the man is a provider and he's supposed to bring the food on the table and everything. And yes, that's true. And I'm still doing my part, because I also besides the coaching network, I get contracted through a church and do their sound and run their live streams.
Mm-hmm.
Another piece of my business. I do live streams for churches and set them up. So I help out and stuff. I still be the provider as well.
Right.
Even though I'm doing my own business, you get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
So
it's more to
yeah,
it than
right,
the traditional gender roles, as they call it, right? Where it's just
right,
all
right,
money, or even when we think of what is typical, what they would say is the feminine or woman, the women roles in the house. It's all BS. You have to find what works for every situation, and those a lot of times the people who are so hard stuck on this has to be this for a man, this has to be that for a woman, they're the ones where it don't work out because you're so stuck on tradition that you don't see what's in front of you and making it work. Find what works for you and your partner. So yeah, bro, I feel that all the way. So let's flip it. Let's flip the coin now. If that was tails, let's flip it to head or vice versa. We talked about the challenge, right? And the
mm-hmm.
timing now, being a girl dad and doing what you do and still being out there and even the contracting, another facet of your business. So if we were to look at the opposite side of that through the lens of now, what's the most satisfying part of you being in business and growing a business and what you do from a day to day? What's the most satisfying part of what you do?
I'm doing something that I love.
Mm.
I'm doing something I love, and I feel like I'm creating content for the culture, something for us. Cause cable got if you have cable TV, we got channels like TV1, and we got apps like All Black and stuff like that. But still, there's big companies running them behind the scenes and stuff like that. And I feel like with the Culture Network, it's a truly own Black business because it's just I don't have that backing of a major company. Like I give you the perfect example: BET Networks. It's not Black entertainment to me anymore. Why? Because they're with Viacom. They're with the Viacom network. So it's nothing but reality drama TV series on BET now. When BET first came out, it was about the music, Video Soul, Rap City, music videos. It was about the culture.
Mm-hmm.
But now that they got the big company like Viacom backing them, it's more reality stuff. Like, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's more reality TV shows and stuff like that. That's not really our culture, and they kind of show us in the bad light with all these reality shows and things like that. Like, what really blew my mind and that got my mind thinking about it was BET Awards on MTV and VH1.
Yeah, all across all of them.
Right. Like,
Yeah.
what is this?
Yeah, I feel you.
Like, what is this? I'm like, this is not us. This is
Oh
not what
man.
we're about.
Right.
This is not what we're about. So I'm like, I just want to do something that's really for us, for the culture. Like I said, one of the shows that podcast that I used to do was called Artist Spotlight. And I really went to go look for independent artists and interview them and let them have their shine and get their music out there, support our people, you know? So, I mean, that's my whole mindset. And that's what's making me happy about the Culture Network and what I do.
Man, I love it. You know, that right there just makes me overly over the moon excited because it's exactly my approach and why I do what I do and why I love it and why I'm not concerned with, my YouTube channel and my interview series. It was never,
Mm.
for me, the purpose wasn't ever to be an income driver or whatever. It was a part of my YouTube channel. Now I want to grow that, but it was
Right.
all for what you're saying. I wanted to give us, the culture, a part to a place or platform to be able to share what they're doing, share their stories. And then, I created impactful conversations for anyone who's having an impact in their community and doing anything positive. So I love that, man. So, bro, you already dropped, like I say, in every answer and every explanation that you've given to this point, you've already dropped gems. And hopefully, when people watch this, they will go back and pick up on some of that stuff. You've already dropped some gems, but in this space, what is any advice that you will give somebody? Now, someone's watching, maybe that young black boy, that young black girl, they're watching two black men, both entrepreneurs doing things as they're seeing it and like, oh, okay, well, okay, you're there, but I don't know if it's for me. What advice would you give anyone watching in terms of starting a business or wanting to start a business or even wanting to grow their business? What advice would you give anyone that's wanting to go in the route of entrepreneurship?
Okay. Number one, and as I say this, I'm speaking to myself, go to school. I know school right now is not that big for some young folks, but my regret is not finishing college because I feel like if I had the degree, I'll probably be much further in my career because of that degree. So I would say go to college and pick up a trade as well to fall back on. So pick up a trade and get you a like I said before, get that 9 to 5 job and do your business part time. And do your business part time. And then once you're ready to what's the word I'm trying to say? Transition.
Transition into
Yes, into it full time. Go ahead and do that. And make sure you surround yourself around good people who support you. And someone who believes in your product. Because if you have that support system, they will help you out. It may not be it may not be financial wise, but just hearing their encouraging words would keep you going. Lord knows how. Let me tell you something about Coach Mike, y'all. Let me give him his flowers right
Hey
now.
man, don't wait a minute. Let me get my Kleenex, man.
Yo, Coach Mike, man, has been a real friend and brother to me. And we just met on Pacocha. And his energy is just unbelievable. The way Coach Mike greets me in the chat is a fist bump, and he calls me Brosa. And
Bro
y'all don't know
gang.
how much. Yes, y'all don't know how much that means to me. Like me and Coach Mike are like really real life friends now. Like I have a list of people who I want to meet, and Coach Mike is one of them.
No
I want
doubt.
to meet. Like he's like a, and we're in the same age bracket, and he's like a. I think you're older. I don't know who's older, but
I don't know. I don't care about my age because I'm the youngest of
right.
11. So I say no matter how
Okay.
old I get, I'm still the
But
youngest. I'm an 84 baby. So
same here. But Coach Mike is the big bro vibe type of dude, and he generally cares about people. Like I know, I've been stressed. You know me. I had my times where I'm stressed out and mentally out of it. And man, I remember one night I was just like out of it. Y'all was so concerned about me, and my phone was ding 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 ding. And it's Coach Mike. You good, bro? You good, bro? You all right? And I really do appreciate that from Coach Smoke, man. When he says you're his bro and your fam, he really means that. And that's one thing I really appreciate about Coach Smoke. Me, Coach. See, yeah, I'm in my feelings. I can't even. Coach Mike.
Look,
I appreciate
we
Coach
church
Mike.
boy, we church boy.
Right.
So let him use you, baby. Take your time. Take your time.
Man, so like like for real, like I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna say this out in public. My wife and I are gonna celebrate 14 years this month. I'm already thinking about my 15-year wedding anniversary. We want to renew our vows. Coach Mike is gonna be on that list. That's how close I am with Coach Mike.
Let's go, man.
Like, yeah, Coach Mike is gonna be one of those people at my wedding renewal vows. That's how close I am with Coach Mike. And I'm not close like that with everybody on culture, but Coach Mike is one of those people. So if there's anyone that keeps me motivated to keep doing what I'm doing, it's Coach Mike. And excuse the way that I talk. I have a speech impediment, but yeah, that's that. Yeah, I just had to get that out the way. I completely forgot the question you had asked me.
No, you answered it. You answered it, but then you gave me the flowers, and one of the parts that you said, and it was a perfect segue into the flowers you gave me, and I appreciate it. I was talking about the advice for people wanting to start a business, so you gave that sound advice, and the one that stood out to me the most, you know, you mentioned going to school, keeping that backup plan, you know, the 9 to 5 or a trade, and then you said that important piece to me, and that's why I want to be that person, and I also make sure that I keep people like that in my web. I call it a web, not a circle, but you said people who support you, that's there for you. And you hit the nail on the head. It's not always just a money or financial thing, but it's those people who can be that mental and spiritual boost as well. The times when you need the most. And that's caring, you know, that I don't and you reflected it, but just to echo it, I'm real about it. I tell people all the time, if I care about you or I love you, I'm going to support and I'm going to check on you when I feel you need it. And that's what it's all about. So for everybody watching, what you said, man, is so important. And I feel like one of the ways to do that is to be your authentic, unapologetic self, right? Because if I was faking the funk, I was trying to be somebody else. Ree, you know, man, people probably wouldn't gravitate or navigate to me the same way if I was trying to be somebody else. But I'm just, this is me. This is all I know to be an energetic, loving, you know, my mission, light, love, and positivity. And that's all I do. You know, I'm always telling jokes, making people feel good. And so that's what I want to do. So that right there means more to me than anything else to hear that that's what they're getting.
Right. And, you know, as far as support, like I said, the link will be for my merch. But you know what? If you ain't got the money to get my merch, you don't got the money to get my merch. Just, you know, like one of the videos, share it. Tell
somebody. Word of mouth, man. Word of mouth.
That's the best support right there. Word of mouth. So you can get them eyes on you.
Yep.
Everybody's so hung up on the money thing, the money will come.
But
if you don't have if you don't have that support of people bringing more people into your product, what's the point? What's the point? Like I said, the whole thing about the Culture Network is to bring eyes to the culture. What we're about, what we can be, how we can make each other better. So I don't know if you can hear that, but when I say I'm a girl dad, that's my daughter in the other room.
I heard a little bit, but it's in the background. It's not even loud. It's not even loud.
Okay. But yeah, my apologies for that. But yeah, that's the number one thing I can only ask for right now is if you want support, watch the content. Share, tell somebody about us, you know?
Right.
That's just for me, Coach Mike too.
Yeah, for sure. And that's it.
Spread the word.
That's the culture. That's the web. That's how we do, man. So Ree, as we come to a close, what's next for your business? What's next for the Culture Network, for DJ Ree, and everything that you have going on, man? And what's next? What's on the forecast for you?
Well, unfortunately, I'm taking a hiatus from culture. I decided to take a break. I was streaming on there. I just decided to take a break because pop culture is so time consuming.
Playground.
So
That's what I call it. The
the
playground.
playground. So I'm like, it was really taking me away from my business and podcasts and stuff because I didn't have the time because I'm still a husband. I'm still a father. My kids are looking at me, Dad, you streaming again? You're always streaming. So I'm like, let me just really delete the app
Mm-hmm.
and focus, on my family and my business. Um, so that's one thing. The other is I shouldn't say I stopped streaming. I'm still streaming. I'm on Live Me.
Okay.
I'm on there because it's not that time, it doesn't take that much time away. So you can catch me on there playing the good music and stuff like that. Also I'm on another app called Station Head, and it's a radio app. So I have a online radio show on there. Right now I'm just doing Sundays, and I call it the Gospel Cafe, where I
Okay.
play gospel inspirational music. Um, and then I'm gonna start something during the week where I have a weekly topic, and we'll discuss some things on there. So that's what I'm doing. I got the AO podcast, so you could look that up. I had Coach Mike James. He was my very first guest on the AO podcast. So that was a dope interview.
No doubt. No doubt.
Itself.
Enjoyed it for sure.
Yes, yes. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just trying to expand the Culture Network brand. So I'm also looking for more people who want to start podcasts, get them on the
Yeah.
network, get them a show and stuff like that. So I got a lot of shows that I have in my mind I want to develop. That I want to bring to the network. So that's in the works. Also, I'm reviving my Monday Night Love Session show. So that's gonna
Nice.
be great. Also, I'll give you the info coach Mike where people can watch past episodes of that too, and
Nice.
what
Yeah.
what that whole vibe was. So yeah, that's what's going on right now.
Oh, I love it, man. Stuff. Look, my people, listen, y'all see that, man. It's not by choosing, right? It's just by nature because what you put out, you'll get back. And y'all go back and watch the whole playlist of all the playlists of Black Business Booming and Impactful Conversations. I'm connected with some dope people, man. And as just hearing your story, man, with what you have going on, y'all reach out. Y'all reach out. We're gonna have links and contact information below for you to get in contact with DJ Ree. If that's you and you have an idea, man, reach out, talk to him, man, because I love to
Yes.
see it. And here's another thing. Do you notice? And I'm speaking to everybody specifically, it's enough out here for all of us to win. Don't feel
Right.
like you're in competition with your brother, with your
Right.
sister. You see what I'm saying? Because
Right.
that happens a lot, bro. Like people hear that and they try to squash your light because somehow it's impinging on me. Nah. It's enough out here for all of us to win. So be supportive, push your people, drive your people, and watch how you go up to. And so that's the
And
goal,
that's
man.
all I'm trying to do. Like I said, I don't want to just be all me and my stuff on the Culture Network. I'm reaching out to other people
Yeah.
who wants to shine. And like I said, there's enough bread on the table for everybody.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
I'm like, come on, join the family. And you know what? I'm sorry. I almost forgot one more thing too. I have to shout this out too, because I'm a Disney head. I gotta shout out my other YouTube channel, What the Disney. That's booming as well. So if you're a Disney head and you do love Disney, and when I mean Disney, not just Mickey, Minnie, and all that, I'm talking about Marvel, like Black Panther and stuff like that. Check me out on What the Disney. We're doing stuff over there. I be at the parks a lot, doing updates, doing little vlogs. I have a whole What the Disney podcast. That's a whole
Nice. Let's
brand
go.
itself. I meant to say this in the beginning. What I think I did. What the Disney started on the Culture Network, and what the Disney grew so big. Well, I shouldn't say so big. It just started getting big and started getting a following that we had to branch off from the Culture Network and make it its own thing.
Nice.
So, yeah, I mean, if you want to support us, that would be great. It's a lot trying to maintain two YouTube channels, Culture Network and What the Disney. But for all my people who love Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, and stuff like that, I got Disney content as well. So
Nice.
yeah.
I love it. I love it. So bro, tell people, just take a moment and tell people where they can find you. Where they can find you, what's out there, any sites, because of course we're gonna put everything in the description
Mhm.
below, but just take a moment to tell people how they can get in contact with DJ Ree and keep up with all the amazing things that you have going on.
Sure. So on Instagram, you can find the Culture Network on the dot culture dot network. And then also you can email me at culturenetwork20 at gmail.com. For What the Disney, you can find us at what dot the Disney and What the Disney on YouTube. And then you could DM us for any Disney stuff, advice on IG, and anything related to Culture Network. You want to start a podcast or something like that, you can follow us, email us at the at culture network 20 at gmail.com. So yeah, I would give out my IG handle, but I have to make that private because
Man, look,
it's,
look,
yo,
you ain't gotta give nothing out that you don't want. That's the beautiful thing
yo,
about bro.
I'm
Hold on, let
telling
me
you,
say this real quick, bro. That made me think about something you said where you said when you were taking a break from Pacocha, and this is what I want to tell people. I wear this hat, and this is a lead into my dub of the day for today that I'm about to post. It's loading now, actually. CEO. I wear this hat a lot, and people ask, "Oh, you're a CEO of a company." I say, "Yeah, but you are too." And they'll go, it shocks them. They go, "What?" And I say, "Yeah, because you have to be the CEO of your life. You
right,
have to hire, fire, interview, move, remove things and people from your life, in and around your life. So you have to treat your life as CEO. You are the CEO of your life. So it's a business. Your life, you are a brand. You are a walking billboard. Every day when I walk out the house, when I wake up, I am a billboard for Mike James, even if I didn't have a business. And so when you said that, it made me think of that. So whatever you do with your life, you said, I want to give my personal, that's perfect. That means you made an executive decision. So in that
yes.
moment, you're the CEO. So I just want to say that I love it. But go ahead, bro. You were saying something.
Oh no, you made that perfect. I'm just saying, look, people on IG be crazy. I want to say this in public, ladies,
People
don't be slide.
everywhere. People
Ladies,
everywhere.
y'all know we, but Coach and I, we're married, man. Don't be sliding in our DMs with some crazy stuff. Okay, I
This
try to
this
keep
girl in my DM say I'm pretty.
right, right. So I'm like, please respect that,
Mm-hmm.
because oh, Lord, I had some things in my DMs I had to go private. I'm like, I don't have time for this. You know, I
Yeah.
don't mind sharing my life to an extent, but when people get disrespectful, you mess it up for everybody.
Yeah, and I'm
So
glad I am glad you shared that, bro, because it a lot of times people will think it's just men who do it. Nah.
no,
It's men, women, non-binary, whatever. Everybody does it. And that's why I said anywhere. It's not just one space, but it's anywhere. And so and I experienced that most on I experienced that most on TikTok, but it happens. And again, you have to be the CEO of your life. You gotta know
right.
how to handle those things and make sure that you're upfront with people on that. So yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Anything else you want to lead the people with, man? I just want to take the time to say thank you, man. It's dope. This is now I've been on yours, the AO podcast. You've been here on Black Business Boom, man, and I know this is
Yeah.
not the last thing we're going to collaborate on, man. So I just
Oh
appreciate
no.
your time, your energy, and being open and sharing your story, man. Anything else you want to lead the people with?
You said TikTok. You can find me on TikTok, DJ Ree too. My daughter and I, Aaliyah, we could be doing some things on TikTok. Shout out to Jessica Simone. Um, she probably don't know, but she's the one who inspired me to do this because she says Aaliyah is a superstar.
Nice, love it. What up, Jess?
So
Shout out to Jess,
yes.
our Popo
So
fam, and you know we connect with folks on and off the app, man. So it's a beautiful thing, man. So
yeah.
yeah, bro, I
But
appreciate you, man. And thank you everybody for tuning in. Just make sure that you look in the description below and connect with DJ Ree, all the information that we're going to drop. Stay in contact when you holler at them, when you connect with them, let them know you saw them on Coach Mike James, Black Business Booming. We appreciate y'all. If you ain't subscribed and following yet, follow us both. Give us a follow. Let somebody know about your boy DJ Ree and your boy Coach Mike James. Wherever you can find us. So we appreciate y'all, and we'll catch y'all next time on another episode of Black Business Booming. Peace.
Peace.